I recommended is spreading the grid. Did you ever read?
I read part of that.
It's a long read, but like she talks about all.
She has to stay down there first.
Hey, man.
You ought to get on Pat.
How you doing, Mayor?
Council, how you doing?
How are you?
Hey, Brad, how are you, man?
There, how are
How you doing, man? Good to see you.
you? Good to see you. Saw you the other day.
Yes.
Okay, here we go. All right. Will the clerk please call the meeting to order? Yes.
I'll give you this.
I'm sorry. Will the township clerk please just statement call to order? For starting the meeting. For starting the meeting.
Brown do for you.
I don't know how you're gonna.
Why don't you do it right up here so that I see it on Zoom?
Okay.
Okay? All right. Hi, sorry.
Okay, will the clerk please read the statement?
Adequate notice of this regular meeting was provided to the public and the press on January 6, 2023, and was posted at the municipal building in accordance with the Open Public Notice Act and JSA 10:4-7.
Please join me as we salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please call the roll.
Councilmember Rizzuto,
Here.
Councilmember Sparta.
Here.
Councilmember Tadrick,
Here.
Council President Bushieri.
Here. Okay. Item number 5, we will be swearing in a new council member today, Jessica Di Benedetto, and she's being sworn in by Sussex County Commissioner William Hayden.
Do I bring my dad with me now?
Bring them, yeah, bring your dad and your Bible. Do you have someone to take a picture? Okay, she does.
Ready?
Yep, raise your left hand, put your right hand on the Bible,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Raise your right and left.
I, Jessica Di Benedetto,
I, Jessica Di Benedetto,
do solemnly affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of New Jersey. Do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established in the United States and in this state,
to the governments established in the United States and in this state,
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
I do further solemnly affirm that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of, as a council member of the Vernon Township Council,
I do further solemnly affirm that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties as a council member of the Vernon Township Council
according to the best of my ability, so help me God.
according to the best of my ability, so help me God.
Let's go, Bill.
Congratulations, council member.
Congratulations, thanks. Hi. Oh, thank you. Have your packet and everything, right? Right, we will go to the next agenda item. We have a discussion item regarding ordinance 2324, an ordinance to amend chapter number 148, animal control, dog licensing of the revised ordinance of the Township of Vernon by amending Article 3, animal control dog licensing, section 148-26, regulation of dogs. We had a discussion about this a few meetings back, and I have our chief Dan Young and Sergeant Kumar here if they just want to just refresh our memories, and then if we have any questions, we can address that with them before we have the first reading.
Good evening, everyone. Congratulations, Councilman.
Thank you.
So this is pretty much a follow-up to our work session we had ago regarding the animal control ordinance. We were trying to come up with the best solution for some quality of life issues that we're having in town. We determined that we didn't want to have a hard line on a specific number of dogs that somebody could possess. I think we were all definitely in agreement in that. So we tried to think outside the box. After our meeting, we took some of the ideas and thoughts and direction that we felt everybody wanted us to go. And we looked at some other municipalities and we came up with what we think is a pretty viable solution. Sergeant Kumars can explain it in better detail. In a nutshell, anybody that has 10 or more dogs would just be required to get a kennel license. That wouldn't prevent them from having dogs. They would just have to take that extra step, which gives extra layers an oversight for the township for life issues that we've been dealing with. So you want to explain it a little bit?
Sure, Chief. So what would happen in this event if this ordinance is passed? Like you said, we would have more oversight, maybe not as much locally, but the health department would have more oversight as far as these larger establishments. For example, somebody, has, they want to have a grooming business. They would have to, that's what they have to do now is get the license, right? If they board animals, they have to get a license. It's already there now for commercial properties. This would sort of expand that a little bit. And what would happen is somebody would apply to zoning, to go before the land use board. And once that's done, they would go to the health department, the county. They would provide the health department with what their business plan is, or if they had a foster facility or whatever they were doing, they would provide that information to the health department, say, hey, I want to have a shelter here to have these animals, whether they're temporarily holding animals, if they're kenneling animals, if they're fostering animals, regardless of what they're doing. If they have the certain amount of animals, they would have to have approval from the health department. Once that's done, they go down to the shelter, here our animal shelter, and they provide a certificate provided by the health department saying that they've met the requirements to have this facility or have this amount of dogs. And then our ACOs would issue the license. And it's done yearly so you don't have to look it up. Up to 10 dogs costs $10 per year. So that's not changing. That's currently what it costs. And more than 10 dogs is $25 a year. And that wouldn't change either. That's currently what it costs to do that. And the renewals are typically done in June of every year.
And that licensing fees then to the county health department?
To the township.
To the township, okay, got it.
And so what happens then is if there's a complaint, let's say somebody adopts an animal from XYZ person that has this kennel license. And they noticed some, conditions that they felt weren't, appropriate for a dog, or maybe the dogs weren't groomed well enough. There's something wrong there. It's very easy at that point for the health department to go in there and do it on the spot inspection at any time. That's basically what we're doing. We're opening it up to allow oversight with a large amount of dogs. Most other towns I found were much less than 9. Depending on the town, anywhere between 4 and 6. So, we discussed it. We thought, we do live in a rural area. It makes more sense to maybe expand that number a little bit. More reasonable number. Like the chief said, we're not trying to stop people from having dogs, but 9, 10 dogs is quite a bit of dogs to have on your property.
Yeah,
A year 30.
yeah, and I don't think anyone on the council wants to limit what a person can do on their property, but when there's quality of life issues, not only for neighbors that experience dogs at large on a consistent basis, and also for the dogs, if you've got a large amount of dogs being kept in a place and there's no, it's not sanitary or they're not being supervised properly, it's concerning for the welfare. In my opinion, it's concerning for the welfare of the animal too. And I
Proper
think
shelter would be part of that. And I mean.
a proper shelter, yeah.
Section, there has to be, below 32 degrees and above 90, there has to be certain things, parameters in place,
Okay, yeah,
and right now, for me, overseeing our shelter, and as a police officer, I can't just wander onto people's property and we're also charged with we have to protect people's rights as much as we have to enforce laws, so it's not appropriate for me to just wander on somebody's property just to check to see if they have proper shelter for a dog. Can I do it in certain circumstances? When there's cruelty, incidents possibly going on, that's one thing, but as a matter of routine, we just can't do that. And this enables us to be able to do things like that.
Was there a specific question, Scott?
Yeah, I actually have one, chief. So the kennel license is driven more towards a business, correct? So if we have an individual homeowner who has 10 or more dogs, they have to go for a kennel license, but are they gonna have to prove, are they gonna be asked to present a business plan as well and so on and so forth? I mean, that's,
I don't know that, and I may have spoken, if I said business plan,
okay,
it's more of like a facility plan and what type of, living conditions will be available, what the kennels will look like, what kind of heat or air conditioning, depending on where they are. If it's in a pole barn, sort of, it kind
I
of.
just didn't want anybody who had over 10 dogs, that's an individual that has them strictly for their own pleasure, have to jump through excessive hoops in order to get it.
yeah, and have to have like commercial.
Currently don't have any like the.
Unless there's somebody I don't know of. I don't know of anybody. And I've spoke to our animal control officers who are pretty well versed on how many dogs most of the people in town have.
Mhm.
And there's nobody that I'm aware of that would affect.
That hits that number, okay.
Good, thank you.
Any questions or
No, I think you answered.
Joe, you have any questions?
No, I'm good.
Jessica?
No questions.
No questions? Okay, all right. We'll have that later in the meeting. Thanks, guys. I
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
And I will make a little plug for the
Nice.
rabies clinic. I attended it. It was very well run, and I think the goal is to do one of the spring. So if you haven't gotten your dog's rabies shot, if they're due, it's you pay it in your taxes. So go to the rabies clinic. Thank you.
You're not gonna stick around?
It's okay.
You're always welcome.
Okay. Public comments. This is a time for public comments for current agenda items only, limited to 3 minutes per person. Please just state your name when you come up to the microphone. May I have a motion to open the floor?
Moved.
Moved by Mr. Rizzuto. May I have a second?
Second,
Second by Mr. Sparta. All in favor?
aye.
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 Okay, the floor is open. If anyone in the public wishes to come forward, state your name and which agenda item you're discussing. Nobody in person? Okay. Is there anybody virtually?
Yes, I have Jesse Palladini.
Okay. Mrs. Palladini?
Hi, good evening. First, I want to say welcome to Jessica De Benedetto and say that it is wonderful to sit in that seat. I have some questions about the bills list. There are quite a few of them, so I guess I'll go through as many of them as I can in my 3 minutes. First question, American flags and poles, $940. Where's that for?
Mrs. Palladini, do you want to ask all your questions at once? And then I can see if Danelle can answer them, or do you want to?
No, that's fine. Yep, that's fine. Okay. So it's that one,
Okay.
$940. Hot asphalt, 3,500. I just want to know if that's for anything dealing with the pump track, and if not, I don't need to know. Oh, yeah, there are several items, and I won't mention each of them, but it says municipal internet. Now, I had asked this question once before. I'm wondering why we're paying for internet. For decades, we had agreements with whichever internet company got the license or permission in our town. They always provided free internet. So I don't understand what that's about. Let me just quickly go through. You know what? I'll save that one for another time. Planner, $11,572. Just want to know what project that's for. Watershed management plan, $41,000. And additional hats, $448. I guess that's it.
You still have a minute.
Oh, I do? Okay. Yeah, one other thing, Rooster Teas. That's it. That's the last one.
Okay.
Just tell me quickly what they are for.
Now, can you answer that quick, or do you want to?
I can answer a couple of those.
Okay.
The first one, the American flags and poles, I will need to pull that one specifically, and I did not bring my laptop tonight. I apologize.
Okay.
With me. For the hot asphalt from Brainstone for $3,500, that's for potholes. That's not for the pump track.
Okay.
For the municipal internet services, I did make a note to look into that. But I will say, just from reviewing this internet, it's not standard internet, it's our light path internet, which is more advanced. It's not the traditional stuff that we get in our residential homes. But I will look into that in case there is something on file that would state otherwise. We did enter into a contract with Light Path, I believe last year though,
Okay.
for that.
Okay, I know Service Electric or whoever we gave the license to, they always provided internet services. So you might want to look into that, because there were quite a few of them and they did add up. That was it. What about the Rooster Teas?
I have the other ones too. So the work from Jessica Caldwell and Associates, one is for standard work that was performed. I would have to pull the exact thing. That looks like, I think she attended one of our closed session meetings, if I.
She attended a couple meetings, yeah, but I don't.
So that's usually what work performed is. There's also for Highland redevelopment planning. Those are obviously at the request that usually goes with Highlands grants. I can pull that specifically. And then the other one is the Highlands Trail Study. That is for a Highlands Trail feasibility study. So that's paid for with grant money. The next one was the Lake Watershed Management Plan. That's also the Highlands Watershed Management Plan that we awarded to Princeton Hydro this past year. So that's through grant money. The Rooster Teas is for shirts for the municipal court. I feel like there was another one, but I missed it.
The hats.
That's okay. You know what, Donnell?
Hats.
Oh, the hats. I think that, do you know, I don't know what check number the hats were for, but I know we purchased additional ones for Fire Safety Week, so that could be for that.
Like the little
Can you
kid
hear me?
hats.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Am I still on?
Yeah, you're still on.
Hey, Donnell, maybe like last time, I could shoot you an email with some of them and you could.
That's perfect.
Perfect, yep.
Yep, and I'll get you all the details, Jesse.
Yeah, if you don't, and if you don't, just, yeah, email it.
That's good. All right,
Thank
thank
you.
you very much. Mhm.
Thanks, Janelle. Is there anyone else virtually? What's up? Okay, no one else.
No, she has to pull it.
I need to pull that specifically.
No, she has to pull it to check it, to see what it was.
To pull the
For the,
information out and get
I need to find out exactly what. I need the back on it.
How much was it?
940.
940. That's okay. All right. Seeing no other members, may I have a motion to close the floor?
Moved.
Moved by Mr. Rizzuto. May I have a second? Second by Ms. Benedetto. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
No. Okay, the floor is closed. Review of the bills list. All right, council. Member have any other questions regarding the bills list? No, Mr. Patrick?
I'm good.
You have any questions?
No.
Okay. Moving on. Approval of minutes. We have minutes from the October 23rd executive session and the October 23rd regular meeting. May I have a motion to approve the October 23rd, 2023 executive session and regular meeting minutes?
Moved.
Moved by Mr. Sparta. May I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Rizzuto. Roll call vote.
Josh, am I including Councilmember Di Benedetto?
She can abstain, right? I was good. Yeah, she can abstain. Okay.
Councilmember Di Benedetto,
Abstain.
Councilmember Rizzuto,
Yes.
Member Sparta,
Yes.
Councilmember Chadwick,
Yes.
President Bushieri.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, consent agenda. I'll read through them and after I'm done, if anybody wants to have one pulled, let me know. Resolution 23-248, resolution of the Vernon authorizing the execution of an agreement for municipal services between the town of Vernon and Valley View Homes Association. Resolution 23-249, resolution authorizing the execution of the shared services agreement for Vernon and the County of Sussex for the installation and maintenance of a pedestrian warning beacon system. Resolution 23-250, resolution amending the payment terms of resolution 23-235, awarding CC number 6-2023 to the municipality in a fair and open award for online payment processing vendor. Resolution 23-251, resolution in support of Assembly Bill number 5548, prohibiting the state from imposing a mileage-based user fee. Resolution 23-52, resolution authorizing the execution of the shared services agreement between the Township of Vernon and the Borough of Hamburg for animal control services. Resolution 23-253, resolution authorizing the execution of a shared services agreement between the Township of Vernon and the Township of Montague for animal control services. Resolution 23-254, resolution authorizing the execution of a shared services agreement between the Township of Vernon and the Borough of Franklin for animal control services. Resolution 23-255, transfer resolution, balance transfers. Resolution 2256, authorizing an agreement with the County of Sussex Department of Human Services, Division of Social Services for transportation services for senior citizens with disability to reside in Vernon Township for the year 2024 in the amount of $50,000 per year. Does anybody want any of these removed separately?
Yes, I'd like to have 23-251 separated.
23-251, okay. Anything else?
23-255.
23-255.
I'm good.
You're good, Joe? Jessica?
Yeah.
You're good? Okay. So, for the consent agenda, all resolutions aside, beside the two noted, 23-251 and 23-255 are removed. May I have a motion to approve the consent agenda? Moved by Mr. Rizzuto. May I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Sparta. And roll call vote.
Councilmember Di Benedetto, Councilmember Rizzuto,
Yes.
Councilmember Sparta,
Yes.
Councilmember Chadwick,
Yes.
Council President Bushieri.
Yes. Okay.
Motion carries.
Okay, for resolution 23-251, resolution in support of Assembly Bill number 5548, prohibiting the state from imposing a mileage-based user fee. May I have a motion?
Moved.
Moved by Mr. Rizzuto. May I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Sparta. Comments or questions, discussion?
Yes. I'd like to just comment on this briefly. I don't know how many people in the community are aware
I'm glad you.
of this
pulled it out.
particular
Yeah.
situation. And that's the reason why I wanted to separate this from the rest of the agenda. What is being proposed is a mileage-based user fee, whereby users will be taxed for the amount of miles driven with their automobile. And this is coming from the governor. And if it passes with a Democratic controlled assembly and he makes it into law, it's law. And this is something that's going to hurt us, people who live in Vernon, because we have 70 square miles in our town alone. So if you're going to want to go from one side to the other, you're going to be taxed on that. And how about the people who 6:30 in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, take part of the, in the traditional convoy down 515 or Canister Road, go down 23 to their place of employment. Again, you're going to be taxed on that more seriously than somebody, say, who lives in Wayne or something. So the only thing that I can say is we're going to do our part voting on this. I don't know how we're going to come out, but I believe it'll be favorable. But if you, as individual taxpayers, can write your assemblyman, your state senator, and the governor and say how discriminatory this is to people who live in rural and sub-rural communities, hence the term suburban. And I think if you make your point logically, clearly, and without vitriol, maybe it'll have some effect. I would only hope that our assemblyman and state senator are doing their level best to put pressure on the governor and seeing if they can't stop this travesty. But as you know, there are many things that have emanated from Trenton, and they somehow seem to go through. So that's my comment.
Yep, I strongly agree. Any other comments?
For somebody who drives 40,000 miles a year, I hope it doesn't go there.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
They're gonna see you coming.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Any other comments, Joe? No?
No, I'm good.
All right. May I have a roll call vote?
Councilmember Di Benedetto,
Yes.
Councilmember Rizzuto,
Yes.
Councilmember Sparta,
Yes.
Councilmember Tadrick,
Yes.
Council President Bushieri.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay. And then we have resolution 23-255. May I have a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Sparta. May I have a second? Second. Second by Ms. Di Benedetto. Questions or comments?
I just want to know what's causing these transfers to happen.
So for volunteer emergency services, we have. So there's sub-account lines. So when I say over expended, it's not the major line item, but there's a sub-account for equipment, and vehicle repair and maintenance, and they've already spent $18,000 over that. So I'm trying to move stuff into there, to obviously make up for that, difference. And also in case there's anything else for the end of the year, that should be enough to cover us to 25. For buildings and grounds, we have vent cleaning, janitor supplies. I reached out to Ed about this. Vent cleaning, janitor supplies, lights and fans that need to be replaced in the men's room at the DPW and 5 windows at the police department. That's around $19,000. And again, I added a little bit more just to get us through the end of the year, anything that they might anticipate else, anything other that might happen.
The concern I have, thank you for the explanation, first of all, but it's coming from road maintenance. It's something that we have heard numerous times about the maintenance of our roads. Is there?
Well, it's from salaries and wages from road maintenance.
Okay.
Oh, it's from that's the S&W line. Okay,
Right.
So
Yes,
Salary and wages.
line, so it's not actually going to like road repairs.
No, but salary and wages are used to fix the roads, correct? So.
people, yeah.
For people, yes. So we did have people that left, that didn't.
So this is
Backfilled yet. We've had,
breakage then?
sorry,
This is breakage?
yes.
Oh, okay. So positions that are open that you're trying to fill but haven't filled yet? Okay.
Right.
Questions? Good. Good. All right, I have a roll call vote.
Councilmember Di Benedetto,
Yes.
Rizzuto,
Yes.
Member Sparta,
Yes.
Member Tadrick,
Yes.
President Bushieri.
Yes.
Motion carries. Okay. Introduction of ordinance 2321, an ordinance of the Township of Vernon, County of Sussex, State of New Jersey, Chapter 13, Cannabis Establishment Licensing and Regulation of the Township Code, establishing a local annual cannabis licenses called cannabis establishment to operate in the township pursuant to the New Jersey Cannabis Regulatory Enforcement Assistance and Marketplace Modernization Act. May I have a motion to introduce 2321?
Moved.
Moved by Mr. Sparta. May I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Di Benedetto. May I have a roll call vote, please?
Yes, Councilmember Di Benedetto,
Yes.
Councilmember Rizzuto,
Yes.
Councilmember Sparta,
Yes.
Councilmember
Yes.
Council President Bushieri.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Introduction of ordinance 2323, bond ordinance providing for the improvement of the water supply and distribution system in and by the Township of Vernon in the County of Sussex, New Jersey, appropriating $2 million, therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $1,448,445 in bonds or notes of the township for financing such appropriation. May I have a motion to introduce 2323?
Moved.
Moved by Mr. Rizzuto. May I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Sparta. May I have a roll call vote, please?
Councilmember Di Benedetto,
Yes.
Councilmember Rizzuto,
Yes.
Councilmember Sparta,
Yes.
Councilmember Tadrick,
Yes.
Council President Bushieri.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Ordinance 2324, an ordinance to amend chapter number 148, animal control, dog licensing of the revised ordinance of the Township of Vernon by amending Article 3, animal control, dog licensing, section 148-26, regulation of dogs. May I have a motion?
Moved.
Moved by Mr. Sparta, second by,
Moved by Ms.
moved by Ms. Di Benedetto, and
I'll
second
second.
by Mr. Sparta. May I have a roll call vote?
Yes. Councilmember Di Benedetto,
Yes.
Councilmember Rizzuto,
Yes.
Councilmember Sparta,
Yes.
Councilmember Tadrick,
Yes.
Council President Bushieri.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, public hearing, second reading of ordinance 23-20, an ordinance amending the amending the Vernon Township Administrative Code, chapter 250, article 2, fees and extras enumerated in section 250-15 relating to animal control. You have a motion to open the public hearing for ordinance 23-20.
Moved.
Moved by Mr. Sparta, second by Mr. Rizzuto. All in favor?
Aye.
Any No? Okay, the floor is open to anyone who wants to comment on ordinance 2320. No? Anybody virtually? I don't think. Okay. May I have a motion to close the floor?
Moved.
Moved by Mr. Rizzuto. May I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Sparta. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the floor is closed. May I have a motion to adopt ordinance 23-20?
Moved.
Moved by Mr. Sparta. May I have a second?
Second.
Roll call vote.
Councilmember Di Benedetto.
Yes.
Councilmember Rizzuto,
Yes.
Councilmember Sparta,
Yes.
Councilmember Tadrick,
Yes.
Council President Bushieri.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, ordinance 2322, an ordinance amending, revising, and supplementing chapter 330 entitled Land Development to clarify regulations relative to permitted locations for legal cannabis uses within the Township of Vernon. May I have a motion to open the public hearing for ordinance 2322?
Moved.
Moved by Mr. Sparta. May I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Rizzuto. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No. Okay, the floor is open. Anyone wishes to comment on ordinance 2322? Anybody virtually, Marcy?
Don't have any hands up.
May I have a motion to close the floor?
Moved.
Moved by Mr. Sparta. May I have a second? Second. Second by Ms. Di Benedetto. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any- Nope. Okay, may I have a motion to adopt ordinance 2322?
Moved.
Moved by Mr. Sparta. May I have a second? I'll second it. May I have a roll call vote, please?
Councilmember Di Benedetto,
Yes.
Councilmember Rizzuto,
Yes.
Member Spina,
Yes.
Councilmember Tadrick,
Yes.
Council President Bushieri.
Yes.
Please.
Okay, public comment. This portion of our public comment time is for any topic, does not need to be an agenda related item. You'll have 5 minutes to address the council. Anyone wishing to speak forward, anyone wishing to speak, should just come forward and state their names. May I have a motion to open the floor, please? Moved by Ms. Di Benedetto. May I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Sparta. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? No? Okay. Anyone wish to come forward? Mr. Lynch?
Hello, everyone. My name is Brian Lynch. I'm a resident of Barry Lakes. Congratulations, Jessica, on being seated. The election is over. It's time to get rid of the dead wood. I mean that literally. Along 517, along 565, along Canastia Road. All of these roads have trees that have already fallen. And all of these trees that have fallen are nothing but fuel. If you all remember, back in April of this year, West Milford was devastated with a wildfire that they have not ever seen. These things need to be taken care of. There's lots of trees along 515. The county roads are not Vernon Township's purview. Canastia Road is, way on the road is, and all of Drew Mountain Road. And these trees come down on the power lines and cause havoc. If we were to be able to get rid of just the dead wood alone, you would probably minimize the type of fire that was over in West Milford. I'm not saying that all dead trees need to be removed, but the ones closest to the roads need to be moved, because these are our access roads getting in and out of town. If these fires occurred in the middle of the day, nobody's coming home, nobody's getting out. So an effort needs to be made to call the county. Now that we got a county commissioner here, he's here. See, this is how you do it. But these fires were devastating in West Milford, and I was out on one that it drifted into Highland Lakes, and we were out on one. They are not fun when you're walking in your turnout gear into the woods. We try to minimize that as much as possible, but we have Forest Service that comes up. But these things are so far in that you're not going to get to them. You're going to have to wait for them to come to you. And when they get to you, they have all the dead wood that's going to burn that's on the side of the road. And that just intensifies the fire. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
To answer, to bring up, you can sit down, Brian. I just want to address the issue. Thank you for bringing it up. As a matter of fact, this morning at the budget meeting, we kind of glanced on this. Perhaps the mayor can look into it with his DPW department head. A lot of the wood that's laying along the side of the road is ash, which is a great burning wood. And it's dead, which makes it dry, which is even better. But the problem is, with the cost of firewood, people would like it, but it becomes difficult to move pieces of wood that are just sawn so big that they can't lift it. So I was wondering if it might be possible for the crew members of the DPW to address these, logs when they come down, to saw them into more manageable pieces. It might take a little bit longer to get rid of that tree, but it then offers the public the availability of those pieces of, wood that they can put in their car, in the trunk. I don't know how many times I've gone by something and I say, oh, look at all that ash. How am I going to pick it up? So I just thought I'd bring that up and see if that is a possibility in terms of trying to resolve the problem.
Good point.
That's a good point. Is there anyone else in person that wishes to address? Okay.
Good evening, I'm Heidi Labrie. Congratulations, Jessica. Being that this was brought up about the fire, I live on Canal Road and the Jersey Central had cut a few trees. And they were two like big limbs, but your point was perfect because I'm still looking for a man to help me cut the pieces smaller. I can split them with my splitter, but the pieces were so big that I got to find somebody to cut it. And if they had made it smaller, I wasn't there when they cut it. Otherwise, I would have politely asked. But if they had cut it smaller, I could have gotten rid of them easier. And being that I take the trails, I can tell you the old canal road with the bridge. Lots of trees go down there, and all they do is cut it, push it to the side. And if you ever walk through there, especially now with the leaves off, just a match, it's going to light right up. So it's always been on my mind. I kind of did some research. I heard there is some money, grant money, that either a 501 organization or maybe the county, I don't know, that was a concern for a lot of forestry and keeping forest fires down in communities. So I appreciate the gentleman bringing that up because it's certainly on my mind every time I'm walking on the trails in Canal Road. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks. Is there anyone else in person who? Anyone virtually, Marcy?
I don't have any hands up.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Mr. McClackery?
Okay, Mr. McClackery?
Yes, you're getting close with that name. Thank you.
I'm trying.
It's been going on my entire life. Good evening. I have two quick, one observation and one question. The observation is today is Black Monday, which I never knew was a thing. Apparently, it's biggest sale day of the year. They sold, I don't know, 8 billion in sales today. Amazon delivery trucks have out-delivered UPS and FedEx. And my point in all of that is this. You folks keep putting aside money for a town center to attract businesses. Perhaps, I don't want to rain on anybody's parade, but perhaps you would be better to put the money into an internet service that is better than what we have now. Because, retail businesses are not a growing sector. That being said, okay, so now the question I have concerns the senior center. As you know, the senior center was funded by a federal grant. After it was built, it was staffed by Catholic Charities. Back in 2010, the township decided to go with the county and hire, the county would pay for the people to work at the senior center. Last year, the mayor hired 3 full-time people for the senior center. And my question in that, and all that taxpayer money there is simple question: why can't the seniors take their lunch out of the building? And what I'm saying here is, you serve them a meal. I know they don't pay a heck of a lot. They have various disabilities, various problems. Sometimes, perhaps, they can just pick up their lunch and leave, but the senior center does not allow that. My question is, why not?
I don't know if anyone here can answer that question. Mayor, can you answer that?
Well, the mayor's sitting there, he's down there every day, he should know this stuff. Ring in on this. Let's
Well,
hear it.
I'm not actually down there every day right now, but after January 15th, I might be down there. Getting some of those $2 meals. I might be doing that. There is we have a food nutrition center, and there are some requirements that's put forward by the county in terms of how we have to do this. And I don't know all of the little details. I can tell you this, Mr. McCracken. I can tell you this. I won't try to pronounce your name, but during COVID, that's exactly what seniors were doing. We were getting the lunches and giving them to them. But I do know that those luncheons are not just food for them. There's a social aspect to that many of them really need. So I think that what I would have to do as mayor, and what I would love to join the mayor-elect in is taking a look at why we do what we do, what we'll be losing if we change some things in particular. So I hear you very much, but I'd like to give you an informed answer. Perhaps I should know more details than I do, but I don't, because I don't really have to. I got good people and they'll give me the answer. So I hope that satisfies you at this point in time.
Actually, I really didn't expect to get a reply, but
Okay.
thank you anyway.
And
And I'm not gonna belittle the people getting $2 meals. They have problems, maybe physical, maybe age related, might be humorous to some people. I don't find it humorous. I really don't. I'm paying the taxes. I don't find it humorous. But I want to know, why can't they leave the building with the food? Yeah, it's only $2. So what? Perhaps that day, they're short on their medicine or something, and they got to run out somewhere. Who the heck knows? But I think it would be a nice deal for you guys to step up and say, hey, yeah, you paid your $2. You're damn right. If you want to take it home, take it home. That's all I got to say. Thanks a lot.
Okay, thank you. Are there any other hands raised, Marcy?
I don't have any other hands raised right now.
Okay. All right, may I have a motion to close the floor to public comment? Moved by Mr. Sparta. May I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Rizzuto. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any
Aye.
opposed? Okay, the floor is closed. Mayor's comments.
Thank you very much, Madam Council President. To you and other distinguished council members, just to let you know, I've already had meetings with Mayor-elect Rossi. In fact, several meetings with him, and have privately congratulated him on being elected to serve the people of Vernon Township as their next mayor. And I just take this opportunity to publicly offer him my congratulations. I also congratulate the newly elected council members and welcome new council member Jessica DiBenedetto, who joins the council tonight. It would really be a betrayal of my true feelings if I did not thank former council member Margaret Peg DeStassi for her service to our town. While Mr. Stassi and I did not always share the same view on every issue, I never had any doubt that her comments and actions were always motivated by what she believed was in the best interest of the Vernon taxpayers. So to Peg, I'd like to say thank you so very much for your service. The New Jersey statute that directs our form of government charges the mayor with the responsibility and the authority for the care and custody of all municipal property. As this responsibility and authority relates to our municipal parks, it means that the mayor and the council should ensure that our municipal parks are maintained in a way that's not only pleasing in appearance, but also safe for users. Appearance and safety have been key considerations in the actions that the municipality has taken in regards to Maple Grange Park, in the actions that the municipality has taken and is in the process of taking at Veterans Memorial Park, and in the design and ongoing development of the walking trail and the state-of-the-art bicycle pump track amenities that anchor our new town center park. With the council's passage of tonight's resolution number 23-249, the mayor and council will take one more municipal park safety related action. This action relates to the enhancement of pedestrian safety at Veterans Memorial Park. Through an agreement with the Bond Chef Distribution Center located across from Veterans Memorial Park on County Route 644, the users of and the visitors to Veterans Memorial Park are allowed to park their autos in the Bond Chef Distribution Center's parking lot. While this arrangement provides the town the additional parking space that we so greatly need for the users and visitors who frequent Veterans Memorial Park, it also creates a safety hazard for those who must cross County Route 644 in order to get to the park. To correct this safety hazard, through close work with appropriate county agencies and led on our end by our business administrator, we work with county agencies to install a pedestrian crosswalk across County Route 644 to facilitate the safety of those coming from the Bond Chef Distribution Center's parking lot. In addition to normal crosswalk markings and traffic signage, this pedestrian crosswalk will also include a state-of-the-art push-button pedestrian warning flashing beacon system, plus curb ramps that are approved by the Americans with Disabilities Act. The enhancement of pedestrian safety at one of our municipal parks will also contribute to the municipality's efforts to win a third consecutive statewide insurance fund safety program award. The winning of this special award is significant because it earns Vernon a reduction in the annual cost that we must pay for insurance. And this type of reduction decreases the amount of tax dollars that the town is required to pass on to homeowners for the purchase of needed insurance. Programs of this nature are part of our municipality's strategy to not only improve safety, but also to save dollars of Vernon's taxpayers by working smarter as well as harder. That concludes my comments for tonight, Madam Council President.
Council comments. Why don't we start? Council member. Do you have any comments you'd like to start off?
Well, I just wanted to thank everybody who supported me and put their trust in me to serve them. Promise to be fiscally responsible with my vote.
Thank you. Mr. Sparta?
Just want to congratulate Jeff as well. Look forward to working with you for at least the next 2 years. Hopefully longer than that. And also congratulations to well, look forward to working with him in the future also. I want to give a special thanks to Chief Young and Sergeant Camaras. On tonight's agenda, there was 3 shared service agreements for animal control. That's bringing in over $130,000 in revenue into our town. That's extremely huge. And I'm very grateful for that as well. And I hope that's something that can be built on even further with more shared service agreements in the future to bring in additional revenue to our town as well. So I just want to thank them for that. That's it.
I just wanted to congratulate Jessica. Welcome. Watch what you wish for, you may get it. So, and by taking the oath, you probably pissed off half the people you know. So just go and, go forth, do the best, and always keep the town in mind, and you'll do fine.
Thank you.
Don't stay off Facebook.
No problem there.
That's it.
That's it. That's Mr.
Yes, I also would like to congratulate and welcome Mr. Benedetto to our merry band. And wish you all the best and know that you have I'm accessible to you anytime. Give me a call if you have any questions, and I look forward to working with you, as well as Mayor Rossi and elect Rossi. I also would like to point out that we are entering the holiday season. There's a lot of things going on. People are on the road. Please be careful. Some of them might not be fit to drive. And I know that our police will be working to handle that problem as well. But I just like to bring it up because just see too many people who are injured for no reason at all because these things happen. And to our children, they're going to be very excited. We're opening, we're having the Christmas tree lighting. And as the mayor brought up this morning at a budget meeting, there's going to be a specific
Quiet time.
quiet time for Santa that's going to be held an hour prior to the Christmas tree lighting. These are for those youngsters who maybe get a little overstimulated too quickly and they really, it becomes counterproductive. And I think the parents enjoy that. And as the mayor told us, a number of those people gave him their praise for, coming up with this particular type of a meeting. So to that,
And that's in the senior center, correct?
Yes, it is.
Senior center, yes. So thank you very much, and we look forward to going into the holiday season. I think you're going to be addressing that.
About our meeting, yeah.
okay, fine.
Yeah, we do have.
Thank you very much.
We have 2 meetings on the calendar for December, so I think we'll probably just bring that down to one.
Yeah.
What are the 2 dates, Marcy?
I believe,
It's the last one.
I believe December 10th and December 28th.
Yeah, so we can,
Sorry, December 11th and December 28th.
yeah, December 11th and December 28th. So I would think it would make sense to nix the 28th.
I agree.
To cancel the 28th, you're saying?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
I think that makes sense, because that's Christmas week, between Christmas and New Year's, and I'm sure people are traveling, and that makes sense to everybody else, Joe.
So will we have a meeting in January?
The 15th, the reorg meeting.
The reorg,
How about
okay, you won't have one on the 8th then?
We wouldn't have one prior to that, no, right?
Okay. fine.
We don't have one advertised or scheduled as of.
Yeah, no, because, we would have had one January 1st if Murphy hadn't changed the schedule.
Yeah, well, that's Murphy, so.
Yeah, so we'll just, I think the 11th is the better option out of the 2, if everyone agrees, and that works for everyone.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, I want to congratulate Ms. Di Benedetto, welcome. Thank you. Looking forward to working with you, and it's exciting, definitely exciting, and Mayor-elect Rossi, looking forward to working with him too. I think, we'll continue to do some positive things for Vernon. I'm excited about that. Just to echo a little bit what Mr. Rizzuto said, there are a lot of great things happening in just a short period of time. Christmas is such the holiday season, there's so much focus on it, but it happened real quick. So I know our police department has their Blue Elf collection, and they're collecting toys for children that might not have, many gifts at Christmas. We have the Toys for Tots, Operation Train, it's called.
Toy train.
Operation Toy Train, okay. That I've gone to for several years now, and that's a lot of. So.
We also have a gift box.
Outside there, if
Yeah.
we can make sure.
For tots, yeah.
Okay. So that's a great collection, the tree lighting, the quiet time with Santa, just a lot of great opportunities to come together as a community. So I hope, just people avail themselves to those positive, fun things and bundle up, because hopefully there'll be snow. We want Mountain Creek was blowing snow over the weekend. If you saw, it's a little white over there, so that's good news. Yeah. And with that, I think we will adjourn. We have a motion.
Move.
Moved by Mr. Rizzuto. May I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Sparta. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Oh, we are adjourned. Thank you, everybody.